My name is Stuart Mckenzie and I'm a snake catcher here on the Sunshine Coast of Australia. Now, reptiles have been a passion of mine since as long as I can remember. I've got 2 degrees behind me, years of knowledge, and I think it's time that I branched out a bit and learned about snakes and their interaction with the environment outside of my little corner of the coast. This season watches myself and Chris Soul chase a number of reptile species in some of Queensland's most remote habitats, while getting an insight into the day-to-day life of a snake catcher here on the Sunshine Coast as I'm travelling around the area, catching and relocating snakes from people's homes all around the coast. Pretty cool, hey? We're on our way out now to a remote area of Western Queensland to meet up with a property manager, Clinton Spencer. Cool little setup.
Here he is.
There he is. The one and only Clint. Clinton!
G'day lads.
How are you, mate?
Good mate.
Good to find me, just Stuart.
Yeah, Stuart, Clinton, how you going mate?
This is Chris.
Chris, how you going buddy? Good to see
Now,
you.
Chris is busting for the loo. I see
Okay.
this is the shack,
This
is
is
it?
where we're staying guys, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, where's the toilet?
Second on the left mate.
It was, yeah, 5 hours finally here, which is
Oh
good.
really?
All right, man, yeah, the weather's turning on a bit, but I'm still confident if the sun comes through, pops through the clouds today, should warm up the ground, especially the road.
Yes.
We'll drive a few roads, I'll take Chris out tonight, we'll try and find a few snakes. But yeah, hopefully the weather improves a little bit.
Well, how about in the meantime, we jump in my car.
Yep.
We go have a look around, I'll show you the boundaries, some good habitat,
Yep.
where I think some reptiles might be.
Yep.
And we'll take it from there.
Awesome, man, sounds good. After you.
Done.
Let's do it.
My name is Clinton Spencer, 2 degrees, diploma in applied science, specialising in wilderness reserves and wildlife, and also a conservation and land management degree, specialising in pest management. Both of those degrees have led me to doing a large amount of pest animal contract work. We're situated at the moment in Western Queensland, in a low rainfall area with a diversity of crops, both for summer and winter. I've been given a phone call from a farmer to come and manage feral pests on his property. They're impacting his production system. He's gave me a call to come and control the pests.
When I'm not out west, I'm back here on the Sunshine Coast, catching and relocating snakes from people's homes all around the area. One of the snakes I do get to deal with is the second most venomous snake in the world, the eastern brown snake. Okay, so we've just arrived at a home in Point Cartwright. I've just got off the phone with her. She says the snake's still in the front yard, so it's right behind you guys. So I'm going to go in first, very slowly. I'm going to suss out the situation because it could, for all we know, it could be behind the door. So bear with me and we'll suss it out. Knock, knock, Christine.
Thank God you're here.
I just thought I wouldn't. You mentioned it was in the front yard.
Yes,
How long has it been since you've seen it?
a little while.
Okay, so potentially could be anywhere. Can you remember where the last time you saw it was?
It was just over near that tree.
Underneath the bushes here? All right, I'll get you guys to just take a step back. So under these hedges, is that where you thought it was?
Well, that's where I last saw it, and then I just closed the door and come inside with the kids and the dog.
I think we're pretty good. I'll get you guys just to stay there still. What was that?
I don't know.
Oh, yep, we've got an eastern brown. You guys know, obviously, there's pressure bandages in my pocket and there's 2 in the car. So you got a back gate at the other side, don't you? Yeah. Yeah, Johnny, if you want to head straight around the other side, and Dave, I'll get you to follow me. Now, Dave, I don't want you coming any closer than sort of 3 metres behind me, so.
Can I close the door?
He's just over here in the corner. I'm just going to chuck my bag down in a position that I can easily grab it.
Myself if that is a brown.
Okay, he's coming back towards the bag. Give me a second. Okay, hold on, get back. Johnny, get back. Easy. Isn't he awesome? Good work there, Johnny, too, moving backwards quick. Here is the eastern brown snake. Now this guy demands respect. He's the second most venomous snake in the world. As you can see, I've put his head straight down and all he wants to do is go away from me. Check that out. Isn't he gorgeous? All right, just give me a second. I'm gonna get him in the bag. Where's that bag? I'm gonna get rid of my hook for a sec. Here we go. There we go. My goodness. Man, that get the heart racing every single time. I love this species.
Have your number on speed dial.
Awesome, Christine. I'm just gonna take this fella, chuck him in the car and we'll relocate him elsewhere. Have a good day. When dealing with the eastern brown snake, they're like no other snake I deal with. They're unpredictable, they're fast, and their agility and their ability to defend themselves is like no other. So I'm always having to be on my toes. Oh, check this out. So we've just come to the spot where we're going to release the eastern brown, and we've actually found a carpet python shed. It's pretty old though, it's starting to deteriorate, so it's probably at least a couple of weeks, maybe a month old. But yeah, definitely a good spot for snakes around here. Nice long grass, perfect area where we're going to relocate this eastern brown snake. I'm just going to get him out here. Here we go. Here, beauty. Now, like I said, this guy is the second most venomous snake in the world. It demands the ultimate respect. Overall, the eastern brown snake venom is one of the most toxic venoms known to man. One bite from this fella could inject a cocktail of neurotoxins, first affecting my bloodstream and my nervous system, and then putting me in a high risk of cardiac arrest. Now, I don't want to muck around with him too long. I'm just going to let him go straight down here in the grass. And there he goes, another successful relocation. Not all snake calls go the same. Earlier in the year, Chris and I actually got called out to the hinterland on the Sunshine Coast where the family thought they had a dead eastern brown in their backyard. Oh no. It turned out that the snake actually wasn't dead. He was just caught up in some leftover netting. And when Chris and I got there, we were able to get him out, and it makes it really worthwhile when you're able to save a snake in that certain situation. Just bear with me, I'm just putting a bit of pressure on top of him.
Australia, a land dating back to over 2.5 million years. Homing more than 30,000 species of native flora and fauna. But that has started to change. I'm Clinton Spencer, pest animal contractor. Picking up a lot of white heat.
Her progeny is somewhere across the landscape.
That's when you know something's wrong with it. She'll be nice and clean. That's perfect cover in there.
That's a good sign we're on the right spot.
This could be a natural occurrence and we've stumbled across it. But there goes half your population from a predator.
You can start scalloping over the top. Venison roast, a game meat, use it well, bring it home to the family.
There's actually one deer ahead of us.
Once we were able to get the snake out of the netting, we took him to the Australia Zoo Wildlife Hospital to get a checkup, and then we were able to release him back into the wild. In the bag here, I've got the eastern brown snake that we cut out of some bird netting a few days ago. Chris helped me out, and thank goodness he was there because I think it was definitely a two-person job. I've taken him to the Wildlife Hospital, Australia Zoo, and those guys do a fantastic job. I'm always dropping snakes off there. Now, this fella here, he didn't end up having any lacerations, which is great. He is opaque, and the vets also reckon he's got a scar on one eye, but he can still see out of it, which is a fantastic result. So we'll get him out of the bag and we'll let him go back into the bush where he belongs. May take a bit of time to get him out. there he is. Gorgeous looking snake. He's probably around the 5 foot mark. Nice, big, healthy unit of an eastern brown. I'll let him go. You're right, bud. Okay. So I'm gonna let him go now, back into the bush where he belongs. That didn't really go to plan. Oh. Now he wasn't coming at me to try and get me, he didn't have his mouth open. He is opaque, so it does cause him to not be able to see too well because his eyes are clouded over. He had it in his mind where he wanted to go and it just so happened that I was in between that. So all good, made me move a little bit, but another successful relocation. Back out with Clint, we're about to go for a drive and we're going to check out some different areas of the property.
There's a big king brown, I think, behind that.
Oh, it hangs around there.
Yeah, I think it's around the back of that other tank.
Yeah, okay.
He said he hasn't seen it this year yet. He said with the weather forecast, it ain't coming out the next couple of days.
Yeah, no. So you guys get a fair few feral species out here?
Yeah, unfortunately. The biggest drama we got here is just a bit of a change in between good high production grass country up into habitat. So foxes, anything small and carnivore like are going to transverse these areas.
Yeah, okay.
To dissipate the native wildlife. Yeah, just up here, Stuart, I've seen a bit of activity from both sides of this track. We're just travelling a track now.
Yeah.
And there's a nice bit of timber on the top. Obviously, if I was any sort of carnivore that needed a place to stay, well, I'll be staying up in that timber.
Yep.
And there's a bit of a hole in the fence up here, I think. I went past the other day pretty quick. I was just checking some cameras out the back. And there's a hole in the fence which I want to investigate to see what's been using it.
Yeah.
It's definitely an amazing place. I think every day you wake up and you see something different.
It's something you'd have to really come here to see to get the full effect of.
You don't see reef that looks like that. You don't see water that clear.
This has been a real adventure for us. Kind of gets you a little bit. Yeah.
That's breaking water there and there. It's quite abrupt bombies as you come in. Stand by drop, yep. We're anchored now at Bird Island. Right to go. AB, get the head back up to the inside. So we've finally got the boys away. Basically follow through here. There's a couple of shallow bombies, but straight to the beach. Reset the boat a bit, then we do our ship's duties. So we're heading over to Porpoise Cay. It's still been a task for 80 guys. There's some good country there that we'll be able to jig on tonight. Hopefully bring up some doggies or some bigger stuff. We're in dog eating.
Lots of fishing action, lots of real screaming.
You know, I was really busting to get the guys onto some good fish, and they did. They just had a brilliant time.
Looked up, would have been a 35 kegger, and absolutely stretched me, and it was just had a smile for me to hear.
Just having 50 wahoo around the boat and just getting them on the surface.
One of the reasons you come to Wreck Reef is because it's so varied. There's so much stuff you can do here.
Had a look around and noticed the flats were just full of life, and I had my fly rod out, and of course, and I had a flick around.
It feels so good to have all the boats now finally secured on Big Cat, and now we're just going to safely steam home. It feels great.
What Clint does is not only good for the landscapes and the farmers, it's also good for all the native reptile species that inhabit that area. So what are you expecting? What sort of animals?
Yeah, given it's still a nice bit of green pick in that silk forage there, it's probably going to be, I would hope, sort of foxes using it, so I can put a bit of a plan into
try and get it.
Sort of manage them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the right there, see?
Yep. Oh, it's obvious, isn't it?
Yeah. Alright, check this track out, eh?
That's good.
Righto. Just don't walk on the track, Stuart. Just keep off the track.
Yep.
That's what you've got to look for. It's a perfect little track here. You can see up on the hill there's a bit of vegetation, a bit of cover.
Yep.
Animals are going to use this track, all shapes and sizes, through into here,
Yep.
into tucker. There's going to be mice and stuff in there, so the foxes and cats are going to be in there looking at reptiles and mice.
Yep.
Look at this fence here, Stuart. This is what, if you're poking around, just have a look.
Yeah, okay.
Different holes in the fence, like different heights. Just look for hair and stuff like that.
So they'll just push on this and just straight up underneath.
Different sizes. Bit of hair on that there now, so I think it's a good spot for a camera.
Yep.
Yeah, so
you just set up on one of these poles and what, just try and identify the species and then come back and...
Here's a good pole. You got to try to face it south if you can.
Yep.
Yeah, get sort of that 1.2 metres off the ground, about 5 metres away from the target ideally, so anything coming that way or that way, the trigger speed's going to pick it up. Might be a kangaroo or a pig or a cat.
So what will usually start a trail like this, you reckon?
Yeah, normally the big animals start it, and then it makes it easy for the smaller animals to come through.
Yep.
So there's no issue with big stuff or small stuff going through.
Yep.
And you can see it's a perfect path.
And it's so obvious too.
Yeah. There might be a few more on this fence though.
Yep. But you reckon a camera trap up here?
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Like, it's a pretty hard track. It's pretty dry at the moment too, so even a little bit of sprinkle of rain, you'll pick up those prints even better.
Yep.
So if you're looking at tracks and scats, you'll see the print. If you've got a camera, you can verify then, yes, that was a cat, because there's its print, there's its photo.
And then what's the plan after that? So once you've got the camera footage, you basically just come up with a plan to try and come down and...
Yeah. There's multiple cameras across the property. I thought I'd put one here today.
Yep.
And we can join up all the evidence and all the spots where they are.
Yep.
And to start delineating a bit of a control program.
Yeah,
what's going to be using the areas, so.
Cool. Set up that camera.
I'll grab this camera, mate.
Let's do it. Feral species are not only having a massive impact on adult reptiles, but also their young. So it's so important that we protect them from an early age to keep that gene pool going.
We've just arrived at a home in Glasshouse Mountains. Now the situation is something that we definitely encounter fairly regularly this time of year. A carpet python, big female, has actually laid eggs and she's sitting on a clutch of eggs. Peter, nice to meet you. All right, we'll go have a look at the big girl.
There she is.
Oh, excellent, okay.
All right, you can pick her straight up. I only did this to keep the dog away from her.
We just don't want to scare her too much. If it gets too cool, she'll leave the eggs and she would only move a couple of metres away from them. So she'd move out here, she'd bask, she'd warm her body up, and then she'd go straight back in. And what they do kind of like a shiver, which causes obviously friction, which creates heat, which warms the eggs.
I'm happy for her, but I don't want to hurt her in any way like that.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's fantastic to hear.
They give you nasty bites, they latch on?
Yeah, they can. Okay, we might be in luck here.
Yeah, she's cool. I think she's...
So everybody just stand nice and still. I just don't want to freak her out too much. Oh, damn it. It's okay. But we'll cover her up.
So what are you going to do now with her? Will you take her and...
We'll go find a really good piece of bushland away from homes, away from roads.
Yeah.
And I'll try and, I might even take a little bit more.
Yeah, help yourself as much as you want.
We'll try
mate.
and set something up. Yeah, to, obviously we want a shaded spot as well.
It's so important that when relocating a mother and her eggs, we don't disrupt them too much to ensure that the eggs hatch out successfully.
We've had to be pretty specific with this relocation and finding a spot to let go of this mama python on her eggs. She's still curled around the eggs, which is a really, really good sign. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a little bit of a nest site here. I'm going to put down some of this debris and mulch that she was actually lying on originally. You know, hopefully thinking that, you know, she'll think it's the exact same spot where she was. We'll see how we go. We'll try and get her on, and hopefully she'll stay in her eggs. That's the main goal. Stay, it's all right, darling. You're all right. That's worked better than planned. What I will do is I will hang around just for a little bit, just to make sure she doesn't abandon them initially.
Often I'll stick around after relocating a mother and her eggs just to make sure she doesn't leave them, which they often do. But in this case, she didn't, so happy days.
main pests here will be foxes, cats, occasional wild dogs and feral pigs. Ecosystem is a very important system. Rabbits can undermine trees, degrade landscape. Pigs can eat native wildlife. Foxes are also a big biodiversity threat by their whole diet consists of small native animals. And if you combine the impacts of feral pigs and foxes in the one landscape, in the one paddock, huge reduction in native animals. Cats, mainly nocturnal, huge impact on native wildlife. You want the bush to sound alive, feral cats can take that away with their habit. Eating birds, lizards, and in some cases preying on other birds and higher up the trees with their nests. There's something to remember too, Stewie, when you're walking in real sort of rocky country like this.
Yep.
We're trying to outsmart a predator.
Yep.
So they go on sight and they go on sound.
Yep.
So we limit our sound by just walking a bit slower.
Yeah, okay.
So generally it's just a heel toe and just feel the ground underneath you. If you feel it's going to crack, just slow it down.
Yep.
Yeah, and you're a bit heavier than me,
Yep.
so
Yeah,
just
cool.
take it a bit slower. If you can in country, you can wear bare feet with socks if you can.
Yeah.
But it depends on where you're walking.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's something to be careful of, yeah.
Yep.
You can see here, Stewie, boy, the foxes have got the trump card on the cats. Look at the habitat.
Yep.
It's ambush sort of country.
Yep.
And for us to get a shot away, we've got to verify the target. So I've took a little bit further on top of the hill to see if that country opens up a little bit.
Yep.
Just have a look, just get a feel for the place. And most importantly, you get a bit of distance if you're going to make a shot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no use rushing shots in the grass.
Yep.
It's no good. So
Yeah, cool.
have a look over top of the hill. Yeah. There's a bit of open grass country on that side.
Yep.
Got a bit of a stony ridge through here. We've just followed that track up from that hole in the fence. So he's pretty open. So you can see the foxes or cats coming towards once we start calling.
Yep.
So you've got target verification and you know it's safe to shoot. So
Yep.
I'll give it a try here, I think. We'll just
Yeah,
tuck
cool.
him behind these trees.
Yep.
It's a bit of a shelter belt. We've got some normal clothes on, so we'll just duck down as much as we can. We'll just
Yep.
keep still. Yeah, it's probably the best way to do it.
Sweet, let's do it.
Yeah. Just imitate something dying.
Yeah,
So it's a food source.
Yep.
In this case, it's a rabbit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you can imitate that sound and they think, oh, something is injured. Sometimes they rush.
Yep.
The foxes and the cats. Other times they just take their time. So we're in pretty good cover here. They'll come from obviously in front of us because the wind's in our face.
Yep.
They can't smell us.
Yeah, okay.
They can hear this,
Yep.
but they can't smell us.
So how it's pretty effective sometimes?
Yeah, and a good day. This is not a bad breeze or anything like stronger. This doesn't carry.
Yeah, okay.
So a stillish day, a little bit of predictable breeze will go 150, 200 metres.
Yeah, okay.
Once you really start getting into it.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty loud once it starts cranking up. So.
Yeah. Coming up next episode.
Can you hear that? Oh, you're kidding. I've got eyes on him.
Look at that.
King Brown, hey?
Definitely a mulga.
That's awesome.
Okay, he's coming back down the ground. He's on the ground, coming towards you guys. Oh my goodness, he's already up here. Keep an eye on him, Johnny. Can you see him?
Have you ever wanted ad-free, high-quality, knowledge-rich content on demand, right at your fingertips? Sick of constant product plugging and shows so filthy and quality poor that it kind of feels like how you do after eating a 2-week-old chicken? Well, so are we. Fraudulent Films, a subscription hub for entertaining, superb, knowledge-rich content. A place of serenity, away from the gross, pathetic commercialism of modern TV networks. somewhere to really see life unscripted. Introducing extraordinary individuals whose natural talent and learned skills have allowed them to meet the world on their own terms.
This could be a natural occurrence and we've stumbled across it, but there goes half your population from a predator.
That's the breaking water there and there. It's quite abrupt bombies as you come in. Stand by, drop, yep.
50 years of experience that comes down to a finished product.
This is the rough scale snake. Now this is pretty special. It's on the ground, come towards you guys.
Venison roast, a game meat, use it well, bring it home with the family.
We deliver a degree of authenticity rare to the video-on-demand landscape.
There's actually one deer ahead of us.
Why pay, you ask? Because not only do our members get easy access to all of this great content, but they are also eligible for some insane giveaways, such as once-in-a-lifetime trips, outdoor gear packs, and much, much more. So come, see for yourself. You have no excuse not to. Take your first step towards a new age of on-demand TV. And like us, truly believe that the spirit of exploration and adventure is still alive, unchanged, sometimes hidden, but once experienced, never forgotten.